Good morning, everybody. I wanted to come to you this morning with some little hints that might help you with your horses. We're seeing a lot of things out here. Somebody will have a horse. The horse is acting up. The horse is chargy. The horse is kicking out. When you ask it to lope, it just takes off like Secretariat. Or when you're out on the trail, it's constantly up. It's constantly wanting to go. And you've heard me talk about chargy horses before. Some of these horses are not chargy when they're doing that. Some of these horses have riders that are setting up there pushing those horses with their body, and the rider don't even know it. Because I've had some horses come in here and they're just having trouble after trouble after trouble. I can get on them and I can ride them. They drop their heads, they just go. Joy can get on them, they just drop their heads and they just go. But yet when the owners get on them, it's a whole different ballgame. I think that people do things with their body they don't even know that they're doing. They're riding in a constant go method. They're leaning forward. I've seen some people ride horses. Look, man, they're all cocked up on the front of the saddle. Their feet are damn near in the flanks of the horse and can't figure out why this thing's acting stupid. Look, the whole thing you're wanting to do is get your horse to relax. We're talking about trail horses here, folks. We want them to relax. We want them to drop their heads. We want them to go through the woods. We want them to go down the road. And we want them to stay between our hands and our legs. But a lot of you are causing these problems. I'm not saying all of you are. I'm just saying, look, if you're wanting your horse to relax and go through the woods, do you know the first thing that's got to happen? You've got to relax. You've got to sit down, get your butt down in that saddle, let your legs hang straight down, sit back and turn him loose in the mouth. How many times have you all heard me? You've got to stop pulling on these horses. You've got to stop pulling on these horses. I mean turn him loose. I mean drop the reins so he can relax. Now, if he goes too fast, we have tools installed in most of our horses to stop that. If you have a problem with them, come see me. We'll be more than happy to work you through it. But what I'm saying is, when you're up in a knot and you've got contact on that mouth all the time on our horses, you've kind of got problems. You've got problems. I've said it before, you got to put a little bit of faith in your horse so your horse can put some faith in you. Okay, this is a two-way street. You hear me talking about relationships with your horse more and more and more. And those are words that I've never used before in the past. But the older I get, the more I'm seeing it. You've got to have that relationship with your horse. You've got to have some trust with your horse. There's a lot of things that you can do as far as your seat and the way you ride. Now, if you want him to get on up and get down the road, just start leaning forward. And here's a great way for you to get what I'm saying. Go to YouTube and pull up a reining horse competition. In the reining horse competition, they lope like 2 fast circles, and then they'll lope 1 slow one, change the lead, take off, go 2 fast, and then come in and slow down and do a slow lope on the other way, 1 time. Watch those riders whenever they're going fast. And I'll tell you what you see. They've got that hand down there up there at the top of their pole, and they're pushing. They're pushing. That old horse just takes off. Whenever he comes back around to go on the slower deal, watch what happens. He sets back a little bit. He drops his hand back down, and that horse just comes back down with him. What I'm trying to tell you is a lot of you are doing the exact same thing on the trail. It's causing you problems. It's causing you problems. Look at the way you sit. Think about the emotions that you have when you're riding. If your emotions are anxiousness, if your emotions are being scared, if your emotions are, my God, I don't know what's going to happen, chances are you don't know what's going to happen. Look, This is all a positive mindset. You've got to get confident in your riding abilities. If you'll get a little bit confident in your riding abilities, then you'll go ahead and have a much more better ride out on the trail. Now look, we've got some horses in here on Patron. Tater's one of them. We've been doing groundwork, and you've all heard me say, I am not pushing these colts no more. Tater hasn't been getting it. He hasn't been getting it. His mind is just gone. Now, the last 2 days we've had some great sessions. What I'm trying to tell you is we haven't rode that colt yet. I want you to tell me how I can get on him and ride him and have a safe ride, and a safe ride for the lady, when I can't get him to do the basic groundwork. We've hung with it, we've kept working with him, and now he's starting to come around. He done so good yesterday, I'm probably going to give him the day off today. And we're going to come right back at him again tomorrow. I was hoping to ride him this week, but it looks like it's going to be next week. But whenever we do ride him, he's going to be prepared to ride. Okay, look. This is the mindset you got to have. If you can't do the very basic stuff, what makes you think you can get on them and ride them in a very basic way? So this is something that was just kind of eating on my mind this morning as we're doing chores. And I wanted to come to you, and I just wanted you to think about it. If you are not relaxed riding your horse, I promise you your horse is not going to be relaxed. So just think about that. We've got a couple horses here that we're taking out. One of them is going to be the first time we're going to be filming that for Patron today. So for all you Patron members that are watching this, hang with us, and we'll be posting that later on today. We're fixing to saddle up, load up, and head out. For the rest of you all, we invite you to come and join our Patron page. You'll see a lot of interesting stuff on there. And so anyway, we're going to go ahead and go to work. And what I want to say is thank you, and we hope to see you on the trail.